My name's Lisa. This is my page, Junque to Joyful. So welcome, welcome. Good morning, Stacy. I have a couple eyeballs on. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm gonna be working on, I have an Etsy order that I have to send out today, and the one I have done is getting ready to ship, so I have to make one more for my shop. So we are gonna be working on the resin. I won't get the resin done today, but it's just one of these wooden boards. I have an ornament shape, I have a heart, and then I have this tree. So this one I have to get sent out today, and I'm going to go through the whole process, painting it today. This will be the one that I actually have two more, so I will have three that I can put up in my shop. Same name, Junque number 2 Joyful on Etsy. I started this last year, and like I said, I kind of got done by Christmas last year. So I had 3 of them base coated with my plaster Waverly with a little bit of cashew to give me that base coat. So that is what we are starting with. It was all this wood, front and back. I'm just working on the inside, doing my thing with it. Good morning, Bonnie. And then probably we'll see how my day goes. Later today, if I resin it, if I do, I will go ahead and do a quick little video. I don't know if I'll go live for it. I got a kiddo that is sick home right now. So I got her all set up upstairs. I'm like, I'm gonna go downstairs for about an hour. Let me know if you need anything. So we're just gonna paint this up. Let's see if I can get it in my screen there. I have more in my screen on my phone than my iPad, but I think you guys will be able to see. And yeah, so my older one, back at school, she's one that's she's had a slew of things. I'm gonna go ahead and start drawing my lines while we talk. I'm just using a ruler that I have, and I'm gonna work on my vertical lines first, and then we're gonna work on our horizontals, and we're gonna paint in. So you're just gonna hang out with me while I paint today with my lamp black, and I will seal it. And that'll be all that I do now, and then I'll resin it whenever the day allows me to get some resin in. So hopefully you guys can hang with me. I'm gonna just start in the center, work my way out. I'm gonna line up my ruler on that flat bottom, and then make sure the top of the ruler is right in the center of that tree. And once, you can go small or big. I like big chunky squares for this. Good morning, Sybil. Thank you. Good morning, good morning. Thank you guys for being here. You can use any size that you want. I just like this chunky size ruler. You can go smaller if you want, but I think for the size of this project that this size works perfect. So my swimmer who had, what did she have? She was tested negative for strep. Then it went to pink eye in the right, and then that got better. Then pink eye in the left. Then a 2.5-week cough, and now she's been dealing with since the 8th. I want to say the 6th, but she went to urgent care on the 8th after her swim meet because she felt like she had water in her ear, like she was under water. Well, raging infection in her ear. So she's been on antibiotics since the 8th. No change in that. And I think I'm just going to go to the end. I'm not going to do a small little sliver. So we had to change up, what day was that? Wednesday. We had to change up her antibiotics to something different. I want this to be equal on each side. So I'm going to go kind of flub in here to where it will be symmetrical on each side. So there, if you wanted to do stripes, bada boom, bada bing, you're all done. Go ahead and paint that up. We're going to do our squares. So we're just going to continue right across. And I'm going to take one of my segments right there. I'm going to line up with that line, and then I'm just going to go down and up from it, working my way right across. And that gives me something so I know that it will be level. So we started her on the next, I gotta go this way, on the next antibiotic, and as of yesterday, I picked her up from school, actually from swim practice, and she said her ears popped. Finally, I was getting nervous because her pediatrician, I ended up taking her to Wednesday, said, I want to see her in 2 weeks. And if that does not clear, she gave me all the tips and tricks. Thank you, Sybil. We were doing steam, warm compresses, Flonase, allergy meds, Benadryl, all the things on top of the antibiotics. It's like a full job in itself when you are doing that twice a day. And she said, if none of that clears it up by 2 weeks, then I'm going to send you to an ENT, which you know what that means, to have them drain it. Now, she had ear tubes as a 2-year-old, and I'm like, oh, Lord, she's not going to be able to swim. This girl cannot catch a break. But she said yesterday, her ears popped twice at school yesterday, lots of drainage. TMI, I know, kind of gross, but I'm excited that that happened, and we're just keeping an eye on it. Her hearing's getting better. She said she doesn't feel like she's underwater as much anymore. Thank the Lord, right? When your kids are sick, I tell you, Bonnie, I swear my girls have been sick since, not both girls, Caitlin, since beginning of October. I want to say we went to a wedding mid to end September, and then I want to say it was shortly after her county meet, which was October, whatever that Saturday, October 3rd, 5th, something like that. And she's been sick since then. I know. I've been saying all my prayers. I'm like, come on, girl needs to catch a break. But she still managed to get her 2 state cuts. So we're trying to get her better. Her season's done. It's just the couple girls that are going to states who are still practicing with her high school coach. And they leave next Thursday for Holland. So I think that's about 2.5, depending on traffic, 2.5, 3 hours from us. So we are going to go to that next Thursday, and the competition will be, or the swim meet will be Friday, Saturday. So hopefully we gotta get through that, and then she'll have 2 weeks, and then she's off to Indiana with her club team. So the girl, you can't keep her out of the water. I know, and this would probably clear up faster, right? So I bought her earplugs. I just got to get her to actually wear her earplugs, right? So I picked up Madison yesterday from school. Poor girl. She, 101 fever. She's just complaining of headache and pressure, so sinuses. I'm like, girl. So if I look a little tired, ragged, and all the things, that's what we got going on over here. So there is I got all my horizontals, my verticals, and now we're just gonna put a little line in every other, and I always start center and work my way out. And we're just gonna add our black. But I did tell her, we just did our facial steam, breathing in the steamed water, the salt water gargle. What else did she do? Her allergy meds, Flonase, and she had no fever. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go downstairs, but if you need anything, please let me know. Let's see, make sure I can get all of these properly. Make sure I have every other one, because while I was chit-chatting, I want to make sure I didn't screw anything up. All right, so now I'm just going to come in with my lamp black. Easy peasy. Grab my Zen brush. So how is everyone else's? Anyone else having a similar day than I hope you guys are all doing well. I don't even have my watch on. I don't even know what our weather is. I think we're in the 40s. Yesterday was rainy, and rainy. And hopefully you guys have better weather than us. But oh, it's to be expected. I don't know why I was expecting anything warmer in Michigan this time of year. So I'm just going to go on in. Whoops, sorry if that was a little loud. Sorry, guys. Slippy fingers. We're just going to offload in the center here, kind of disperse that paint around. Get my brush to where I have a decent amount on. And then I'm just going to paint these up. Hopefully I can get this done pretty quick. Like I said, I'm added resin. This is the one that's done. I'm getting ready to ship out. So you can see that gloss on there. I love the resin look. It's food grade safe. So you can go ahead, put your cheeses, your meats on there, your olives, whatever you guys put on that. It looks super cute. I did a lot of these last Christmas, and just not dishwasher, obviously. Good morning, Jan. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you, thank you. I'm just trying to get my Etsy shop restocked. I had that tree that I gotta send out today, so I figured, why not? I haven't done one of these since probably this time last year, so I figured I'd jump on, remake one, and maybe if she's doing good later, I'll do a video for the resin. So good morning, everybody. What are your plans? What do you guys got going on? What are you doing on this Friday? We are knee deep in allergy meds and Tylenol and Motrin. That's what we got going on in this household. But just thankful that I'm here and I'm able to take care of them. She was all worried that she was going to have to go to the hospital because her heart rate was up yesterday. I think she was having a little panic attack because she got an alert on her watch about her heart rate, and then it wasn't as the highest that it had went. I think it scared her and made her nervous, and then it just kept going up. So I talked to her in the car on the way home from school and calmed her down, and when we got in the house, I put a pulse ox on her finger. This is not medical advice. I'm just going to put that disclaimer on, not medical advice. I am a nurse, but these are just things I did for my child. When we got home from school, I put her pulse ox on her finger. She was 99%. Her sats were good. Her heart rate was like 134. It had come down from the highest that it was at one point. I'm listening to her lungs. I'm like, your lungs are clear. Like, girl, you have a fever. Let's work on that. You got some congestion. I kind of looked at her nose. You got some drainage. So let's get one thing after another taken care of. I'm like, Lordy. I'm like, I'm exhausted from having over a month of someone being sick in this house. Sybil's worked in her craft room yesterday. I made some resin molds to put on Christmas gifts. Oh, fantastic. Are they like Christmas shapes, or are they molds that are images, shapes that people like? Are you doing all just Christmas? I have not done that to put on Christmas gifts. That is a great idea. Way to jazz up your gifts for under the tree. And a cute little gift to give someone as well. You're so crafty, Sybil. So that's what we've had going on. So then my husband came home from work and he stayed with her while I went to the induction ceremony for NHS last night. My Lord, it's just been, I feel like this time of year, especially in school, because they're having all of their, they have a lot of ceremonies at the end of the year as well, but I feel like right now, that first semester, you're getting your sports banquets and all the things, and they're trying to get things done before Christmas break and all the things. It's just busy. And then here being the weather that we get, I feel like October, my kids are always sick in October. So what can you do other than move, right? I don't think we'll be moving. My kids, tease them before I go, let's just move somewhere warm. And they're like, no, all my friends are here. I'm not moving. So I don't see that in our future. Maybe down the road when they're all off and on their own way and I'm in Retirementville, maybe I'll go somewhere warm. Because shoveling and doing all of that, no bueno, no good for me. I don't want to be doing that. Getting ready for out-of-town guests. Oh, wonderful. 15? You're housing 15 out-of-town guests? Ooh, girl. That is a lot. You are Wonder Woman. Well, I wish you have a wonderful visit with your out-of-town guests. How fantastic. All right, I'm just gonna kind of pull right up on that ledge. I'm probably gonna go up over, but all that I do, because it's wood, I just come in with my gator when I'm done and just watch. I'm like, girl, you're housing 15 people? Here at Christmas. Oh, flourish to decorate with. Oh, wonderful. I think I love giving something a little homemade. I don't know if everyone likes it. You know, some people might not like homemade gifts. All my gifts are not 100% homemade, but I like adding something in there that I've done. Just gives it a little personalized touch that you took the time out, thought of that person, and created something with them in mind. I think means more than anything. That's just me personally. Oh, I gotta look. New Baltimore. Nope. I just want to make sure it wasn't my kid at school. Like, come get me. I forgot to put my do not disturb. So sorry if it froze. Hopefully not. When you're have a kid at home sick, you're all just like, is she calling me from upstairs? Or is it the one at school calling me? My Lord. So hopefully this will be it. They're building their immunity, right? And hopefully they will be healthy girls for the rest of the season. And like I said earlier, if you wanted smaller squares, that's where you can get you can customize. You could even put stencils. I often thought of doing a stencil of a fleur-de-lis in the middle, but I don't know if a lot of people, because I'm posting this to list it, I don't know how many people like fleur-de-lis as much as I. I know a bunch of ladies in this group love them as well. So there's so many things you could do, is what I'm getting at, when you do something like this, to customize it. You could put stencils. You could even put glitter. If you're into glitter, kind of mix that in and do that under your resin. I just like the look of that glossy, high gloss resin on these. And the bonus that it is food grade safe, even better. I mean, you don't have to use this as a charcuterie board. You could put it as a display, some trinkets. Options are endless. All right, working our way, almost done. Prayers. I'll take all your prayers, girl. And then I'm going through hot flashes and to boot. Every time I get a hot flash, I'm like, am I getting a fever? I'm like, how on earth, knock on wood, I need to come out of this healthy. I can't go down. The ship can't go down. I have to stay healthy to keep everyone else going, right? Isn't that the thought that goes through every mom's head, right? I'm like, oh, like you're right in the thick of it. Sometimes I wonder how on earth I don't get every illness. Now watch. I need to be healthy for next week to travel. Watch me get get it done. The most inopportune time, right? So amp up all my supplements. Only saving grace, I'll say, is hopefully the rest of cold and flu season is good. But I want to say, this is what I was going to mention. I know you do, Sybil. Yep, Fleur-de-Lise. You and me both, girl. I was wondering, has anyone heard about an increase in walking pneumonia going around? I've heard of it a lot in this area around us, just because of other swim teams that we've gone up against. They were going in for cold flu symptoms and were given Augmentin, which that was my daughter's first line of medication she was given, was Augmentin. And we made it 5 days on that with no improvement in her ears. And they were saying they were seeing mild symptoms in our area. I'm not going to say everywhere. This is just what I'm experiencing in our location where I'm at, that children are given Augmentin. It's not curing whatever they got, and they're finding out after x-ray that they've got walking pneumonia. I'm like, so when I took her in Wednesday and they're like, we're going to take her off Augmentin, try something new, hopefully that works. I'm like, good Lord. I'm listening to her lungs. I'm like, her lungs are clear. No one said she needed to go for an x-ray. So I've been keeping an eye on that. They probably think I'm crazy, my girls, listening to them all the time. I'm like, we don't need that right now. That's right, Bonnie. We are like the Energizer bunnies, right? You just take a licking and keep on ticking. But it made me nervous about that when I read that. It was last night that I saw that in an article. I'm like, ugh. So I don't know if anyone else has heard anything about that with this season that we're in right now. Who knows? It could just be our area. All right. And all I'm doing, I'm just going right over those pencil marks, trying to keep my line straight. But if I don't get all the pencil mark, I'm going to use smaller brushes on those sides. If I don't get the pencil mark covered, I will make sure I erase that before I seal and then do the resin. Hopefully. And get that resin on tonight. I think it's 24 to 48 hours to cure. 24 to where the resin is hard, but then I like a full 48 hours before I do anything with it. All right. You could even do Christmas colors, would be cute on this, but you guys know I'm a black and cream, black and white girl. All right, so just right up that edge again. All right, almost done. I've just got one more big one and then 4 itty bitties. Make sure I don't get anything on my shirt there. But I did tell her she had 3 tests today. I think that's why she was nervous, because she wasn't feeling too good and she was trying to fight it. She's like, I have 3 tests today. I'm like, girl, you're not going to be any good if you go in not feeling your best. 1, you're not going to do your best. 2, you're going to spread it, get other people sick. That's not good. We're just going to keep the petri dish going inside of the school. So no there. And just email your teachers. Just say, hey, came home from school with a fever. hopefully will return on Monday and then figure out if you have to go to school early, stay after late, do something during lunch. Get her done. Right? That was my words of advice. You can do it. All right. I'm going to switch to my Zen brush, but a number 4, so I can get on in and get these small, I have 2 tiny, tiny ones up there. Let's see how I'm going to, like I said, if I go up on that wood, not to worry. I will just take my gator and sand it off. I'll take quarters right there. My older daughter was so excited. She came out to the car yesterday and she said, I got my state team their swim caps that they wear while they're swimming. She got the one that says her high school with the state team on it. So she was all excited. Thank you, Bonnie. Hello, Debbie. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Hanging out with me while I'm working on my Etsy shop. I sold this tree. We're doing the charcuterie board. I'm just not doing the resin. If you just came on, right now I got a sick kiddo at home, so I'm coming down here long enough to get this painted and sealed. And then hopefully, maybe after lunch, if she takes a nap or something. I mean, she's 14. She don't need a nap, but you know, when you're sick, I don't want to be stuck down here all day. Be up there with her, make sure she's comfy. Probably make some of my sick day chicken noodle soup. Do you guys have things that you do when your kids were homesick? Do you have like your same certain recipes that you do? It's kind of like, I've always done in the Instapot, we call it sick day soup. So if my husband comes in and sees the Instapot, he's like, who's sick? Who's sick? Who are you making the soup for? But it works, I tell you. Food is medicine. All right, I went a little wider on this one. Let's see, going a little out of my lines there. So I want to mimic the same over here. So I'm going to go a little wider. Just so I want it to look symmetrical. All right, so there all of our black and white. So I'm going to dry that up. Thank you for the hearts. You guys are so sweet. Chicken noodle soup, Jell-O. Yes, we have not done Jell-O. Applesauce, toast, yep. Thank goodness she doesn't have an upset stomach, because you know all that brat diet, the bananas, rice, applesauce, toast. We have not had to do that. Thank goodness. It's just they're complaining of like swollen, sore throat, drainage. It's almost like allergy / cold, like a sinusitis. Except my older one, and who knows if it went to her ears because all the swimming that she's doing. Thank you, Bonnie. Just gotta keep her healthy for what? One more week? Oh, like it felt like this has been the longest cold. you guys know, here it is, untouched. You have that very stark, harsh black squares on here. I like to tone them down a bit, and I'm just dipping into that plaster, wiping most of it off on my paper towel, and then I'm just coming in and toning, kind of giving like a highlight. Just softens it. All right. Perfect, just like that. I learned it from the best, Debbie Riggs. Longsdale now. All right, so let's dry that up. I'm gonna seal her up. And then I'm gonna take my sander right around those edges. But here is the other shape that I have. How cute is that ornament shape? I think I only have one. I have to see. I might have two of those. I don't know if I still have one listed online. Hello, Sybil. Thank you for all the hearts. You guys are so sweet to me. So last night for the NHS induction ceremony, there were 116 new inductees last night. So proud of all of those kids who continue to, most of them are still doing sports, if not year-round, for the school. All their community service that they do. I don't know how these kids keep it all together. Oh, when my boys were young, they both had several tubes. Yep. I've only had one of my kids had ear tubes. Like probably 10 between the two of them. Are you kidding me? Like how old? Like little ear tubes? That's majority. When they get them, when they're little with the recurrent ear infections. Thank you, Bonnie. I have not heard of kids older, because I was getting nervous and I was looking up what they would do to drain it, because my only experience was ear tubes. And then I'm like, there is this procedure, I can't remember the name, where they make a little hole, drain out the fluid, and they put a patch over it. I'm like, I'm wondering if, I was trying to think ahead, I'm like, I'm wondering if she could still swim with the patch. If she put an ear, I was trying to think proactively down the road. I'm like, oh, my youngest had tubes at 4 months. Yeah, 10 of them, that's a lot of tubes. And hers fell out, though, is it one? I remember looking at her ear, I don't know if she was four or five when it came out. They went in at 2. I can't remember how long hers stayed in, but there was this thing in her ear. I'm like, what is that? And there we go. My little trick. If your bottle is stuck, put a little heat on it. I'm just going to seal it with my Debbie's DIY liquid patina. But that thing I went in there with, it was just, you could see it, so I didn't have to go very far. Went in and grabbed it. Like, yikes. Those things are a little big for their little ears. So before resin, we want to seal it up. I'm not doing anything with that wood around. I like the look of that natural wood. If you want a darker, you could go ahead and stain that. I'm just keeping it this color, but you could stain it. I'm going to wipe off my excess on my edges. With the resin, I'm using the art resin, is what I have on hand, but they have other brands at, is it American something? The one that's ones at Hobby Lobby and Michael's, those are all, I believe, food safe as well. Just use whichever one you like. Make sure you read the directions and make sure before you put food on it. You have a nice coating on. Move that off. Dry that up a bit, and then we will be done early today. Get my edges clean. Here we go. All right. I know today in Craft Round the Clock, I'm not in there today, but it's Cardboard Day, Fun Day Friday. Both in their 40s. Oops. Kids even said if it needed one more, they would have to do some. Oh my goodness. Poor kids. Yeah, that's a lot of ear tubes. I think my brother, he had a lot of, I believe my dad and mom said he had ear tubes growing up. I did not. I don't know if my husband did. And only one of my kids had lots of ear infections. And it's the one that's through the rest of her life gets sick more than the other. My Lord. Alright, so that DIY liquid patina dries pretty clear. Goes on with that white milky. Alright, so there's our tree-shaped wood board. You could leave as is if you don't have resin and you want to use it to put on a coffee table or such for the holiday seasons, or a shelf leaner would look good as well. But here it is, how it will look when I'm all done. I'm going to go ahead and put that resin inside. I love the shimmer, the gloss that it gives, and then with the resin, it is now food grade safe. And how cute would that be? Some cheeses and olives and like salami, all the things in a charcuterie board for your holidays. Super cute. So that's what I had for you today. Sorry it wasn't too long, just 40 minutes, but I wanted to get down here and release some of my stress, right? Crafting eases me. So I had to get down here. I'm going to go back up, check on my patient that is upstairs, and I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your Friday, a wonderful weekend, and I will be back next week for sure, Monday, Wednesday. I have to leave Thursday evening to travel to the state meet, so I have to figure out if I'm going to post a video for Friday or if I will go on Thursday during the day. So stay tuned. I will post my schedule on Sunday for the week, but I know for sure it will be Monday, Wednesday, and I'll figure out the third one after that. Yes, have a great, wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys next week. Take care. See you later.